Another good one here from Boston Sports Takes on the chat. And I'm pretty well established on this. I'm curious your thoughts. I almost think if the Celtics aren't thinking big for Anthony Davis, and they can't without trading Kyrie at the deadline, I almost want to subtract from the rotation. That's kind of been my stance for a while. Boston Sports Takes wants to know, though, is there anyone else they should be looking at or another type of player they should be targeting at the deadline?
I haven't really thought too much about this. I think for me, it's also, they would want to move somebody to free up the rotation that they have now and hopefully spring some guys into being more productive. And I think obviously Rozier is the guy. If you could move him and maybe if you were to get a veteran who's a little more comfortable coming off the bench, doesn't have a high of ceiling as Rozier, but somebody who could contribute some minutes. Maybe I don't have any names, but it's that sort of scenario.
Yeah, that kind of player. Yeah.
Right. So someone who as a bench player is going to give you, can give you those 8 to 10 points that we don't know. With Rozier, it's either we get 18 or we get 2. Right. We don't see that middle ground consistently enough. So. That's what I would see. I mean, Horford's playing better. They have Baines playing well. They have Tice. I don't think they need another big. There's been some talk about that. I wouldn't mess around with that. Morris has started to kind of regress a bit. His January numbers were more in line with his like career averages. He's like 41% and then 35 or 36 from 3. I mean, he's been ridiculously good this year. But I think he's been so good that I would continue to let him, play the role he's playing.
All right.
So I think it's really just Rozier. That's the one guy possibly.
And that's the guy that I've had highlighted for a while. I know the question's coming in on the chat, like, can you afford to move him with Kyrie's injury history, with Kyrie's future? I get that.
I'm not pressed to make that move.
I had been advocating for it. Even I, not knowing about Irving's future, even I am like, okay, maybe I was a little out in front of things, jumping the gun a bit on dealing Rozier. I'll wear that one.